The World Surf League is the global home of professional competitive surfing. The league represents thousands of athletes in various tours that span 6 continents. The top tier of competition is the Championship Tour, 34 men and 17 women who battled most of their lives to qualify for this level.
Restart somehow hangs on to that.
This is a historic year in the making, as the inaugural WSL Rip Curl Finals will take place in September. At the conclusion of the regular season, the top 5 men and women will face off in a one-day winner-take-all battle for the world title.
Radical call here.
Everyone's hero is back.
This is the next stop on the road to the WSL Finals, the Rip Curl Narrabeen Classic. The next event on the Championship Tour takes the world's best surfers to the northeast suburbs of Sydney.
We are here at North Narrabeen. It's a really special part of Australia, especially when you think about surfing. Just down the way at Freshwater Beach is where Duke Kahanamoku shared surfing with the Australians. That was back in 1915.
History's shown that through the 70s, 80s and 90s, pretty much the best surfers in the world came out of this one area for 30 years. We haven't had one for a while, so we're hoping these sort of events coming back inspire all the young kids to do it all over again.
I love it here, it's so nice, the people are great, good coffee, good food, good people, so I'm really excited.
The people here are really excited. Every time that we go surfing anywhere, people asking for photos. Oh, you're here? It's good to feel the love, you know, and hopefully we'll have waves so we can put a great show.
North Narrabeen is probably the most consistent wave on the northern beaches. It's very reliable. The left is a bit longer traditionally, really rippable, and then you get a shorter alley right, kind of an against the grain right, where it really opens up possibilities for all types of surfing.
I'm really excited to come to Narrabeen. It is predominantly a left, and we don't have many of those on our tour, so I'm really excited just to see what the whole field can do in these types of waves.
Medina is going to shut it down.
Yeah, this wave is a good wave for sure. We can do a big turn, big gas barrel, so that is a good combo, you know, and yeah, I think I'm ready for this challenge.
It could be a little bit more sizey, where everyone with big power moves is really shining. So it offers a lot. If all the stars align with a good forecast, it'll be a great show.
Big whip, full rotation for Ferreira.
Reigning world champion Italo Ferreira is the current men's ranking leader, followed by Brazilian Gabriel Medina in second, and Hawaiian John Florence sits in third.
It is official, your champion of the Rip Curl Newcastle Cup, Italo Ferreira.
Ferreira ascended the leaderboard with a win at the previous event, the Rip Curl Newcastle Cup.
I'm happy to be back with the yellow jersey, and this is motivate me more, you know, and I'm so excited for this new challenge here in Narrabeen, and I can't wait for that.
I think in the past we've seen Italo, he over-amps and he gets flustered, and as a result, you know, it seems like he can't think straight at times. But somehow he's managed to harness that energy and make it work for him. See him out in the water, catching a million waves and just over-amping. When he comes in, he's almost hyperventilating. He almost can't breathe, but he's getting the heat winds and he's winning events, so he should stick with it. It's so fun to watch. He's just getting more and more confident and, you know, such a celebrated champion because he has so much fun and he's so energetic.
One of Australia's greatest surfing icons is returning to the Championship Tour.
He's out! Mick Fanning is your world champion.
Look, I've had an incredible time since I left the tour. Still surfing as much as I possibly can, still so in love with surfing, but family life is really different for me. Became a dad 8 months ago, and I guess my nerves are just, I just want to put on a good performance. I'm not really worried about results or anything like that.
This is going to be a special moment. The crowd gave this guy a hero's welcome.
Fanning retired in 2018 at the Rip Curl Pro Bells Beach. His last heat was in the finals against Italo Ferreira. For Fanning, it was the perfect way to end his career on his own terms and walk away at the very top of the sport. For Italo Ferreira, it was his first CT event win and the rise of a new Brazilian title contender.
To be out in the final with Italo and just see how much it meant to him, you know, that sort of made me feel better. It's been an amazing career, and I want to thank everyone along the way.
Having Mick Fanning, the three-time world champion, take up an event wildcard opportunity is huge. It just draws a massive amount of attention onto the sport. I think even though he probably won't be a favourite to take the contest out, he's going to just plant a little bit of doubt in the mind of the top seeds.
Competition is called on at Narrabeen, and Ferreira and Fanning face off once again.
It's the moment we've been waiting for. Mick Fanning, Italo Ferreira, one of the all-time greats, back in the championship tour jersey. Looks like we will have a start from Mick. Backside wrap into a snap off the lip, showing that control in the pocket. Here comes Italo on that epoxy. Late hit on the extension in the flats. Already pressure on the three-time world champion.
So he's on his back again. Great surfing, making the most of this small wave at North Narrabeen.
Rolling in is Ferreira, clear for takeoff. 2 waves for Italo, 2 big completions above the lip. We will close this one out and be so grateful that Mick came back with his wildcard opportunity. Italo Ferreira gets the win to move on.
On behalf of everyone here, mate, we're really excited to see you back in the Rashi again and hopefully see you again sometime soon.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I appreciate everyone for coming down too. It's been fun. You know, to show my family and that. It's been special. So, yeah, thanks for everyone for welcoming me. Cheers.
The round of 32 continues with a strong showing from 2-time world champion Gabriel Medina.
Clean air reverse for Gabriel.
Win is win, you know, that's what matters. Just happy that everything worked out.
Also advancing is world number 3, John Florence.
Carves it back around, wrapping carve.
And Brazilian Iago Dora's progressive approach earns the highest heat total of the round.
Big lofty frontside air reverse, greased the landing perfectly.
Don't go anywhere. Coming up next, the women's event begins, and Australian Tyler Wright faces elimination.
4 seconds. She's got it, Joe.
This wave's gonna count.
Welcome back to Sydney, Australia for the Rip Curl Narrabeen Classic.
Carissa Moore, big backhand hack.
A fantastic ride for the Japanese surfer.
Courtney Conalog with a nice hook in the pocket to a rock and roll float.
As we head into the 3rd event of the season, Hawaiian Carissa Moore is in first on the women's leaderboard. Australian Tyler Wright sits in 2nd, followed by rookie Isabella Nichols in 3rd. Four-time world champion Carissa Moore is on a roll after back-to-back final appearances to start the season.
The interesting thing coming into the 3rd stop is that we've got really similar stories unfolding on the men's and the women's tour, and Carissa Moore, like Italo Ferreira's, had an amazing momentum and everything's been going her way, and she is well situated at the top of the leaderboard.
At the first event, Moore put on an inspiring performance and finished runner-up.
Carissa Moore pulling in again.
Super late airdrop straight into the barrel and just gets spit out.
This is a 9.6.
Just perfection on Carissa Moore's part.
At stop 2, the Hawaiian continued to push women's surfing to new levels.
As we see, Carissa Moore, she surprised herself.
It's one of the best single maneuvers we've seen in women's competition.
For me to land the air in the quarters was a highlight moment of my career because it's all about performing and pushing your personal performances. At least that's always my goal.
At the Newcastle Cup, Moore took her first win of the season and a big lead in the rankings.
Carissa Moore is the champion here at the Rip Curl Newcastle Cup. It is just massive, the performance that she put together.
The win at Newcastle was extra special. I just felt like I was in a really nice place, and I felt like I was competing free, and I wasn't weighed down by like the worries and the fears that I usually have.
Carissa's been on this magic run, creating more history, 24 championship tour wins, and I don't see her slowing down.
As competition is called on, Moore faces Costa Rica's Brisa Hennessy.
Carissa Moore getting the first wave. Beautiful snapping turns on a sizable wave there. That's just fine form from the world champ. Carissa opened up with a solid start, 6.33. Brisa Hennessy getting her opening ride in the heat.
Yeah, she just got held up a little bit on that last maneuver.
This clean little wedge set up well for Riss. Nice tight carve and then into a backhand float.
Two great maneuvers, just classy surfing. That's a 6.33, Joe.
So now Hennessy needs a 7.83. Here she goes. Hennessy hard off the bottom, drills it under the lip. Needs another big move, and that one's gonna take her down. And oftentimes, it's all about no mistakes when you have Carissa Moore in the water. 23 straight quarters in a row in Australia for the 4-time world champion.
I want to specifically ask, how good does a backhand floater feel?
You know, I actually usually do those horribly wrong most of the time, so I was happy to make a couple of them. The sections are like pretty fast, so it's like one turn and then get something in that closeout section, and yeah, I was happy to ride out of them.
Earlier in the elimination round, France's Joanne Defay showed great form by earning the highest heat total of the event so far.
Joanne Defay has picked off a great wave.
That was just some unbelievable surfing there from Joanne Defay.
Defay is taking on world number 2, Tyler Wright, as the round of 16 continues.
But there's Tyler Wright. Tyler Wright teeing off on the right-hander. Two big, lofty turns.
Defay now with priority, and she's been loving the lefts. Big hack on the backhand to Joanne Defay. This is what she was looking for. Third turn, nice snap there to finish.
Tyler is not letting her out of her sight. This is like an America's Cup race. She's willing to sacrifice first priority.
Left-hand bowl uses priority. This one has a ramp section. Throwaway backhand air.
Well, here's something that's got a nice corner, a nice taper. So she really needs to do something special here, Joe. It's going to offer that second section and a third. This has come onto the bank nicely. Oh, that's her best wave by far. Yes, we saw it.
Joanne rolled into the wave of the day. 8 points and the lead. Tyler is a 7.17.
She's got 4 seconds. She's got it, Joe.
This wave's going to count. This one's slowing down already.
Yeah, she's going to stick with it, but it looks like it's a fizzer.
And Joanne Defay, incredible composure, but another big upset.
For the second straight event, Wright is eliminated with a disappointing 9th place finish.
Thanks to the ocean to give me a second chance at the back, and yeah, happy it went my way.
The round of 16 continued with Brazilian Tatiana Weston-Webb eliminating Nikki Van Dyke.
Such a dynamic first turn, super critical on a forehand. Gets the little fin drift slide on the second one too, and then wallops that end section. Look at this, just jams it up into the lip. With surfing like this, she's definitely in the world title conversation. I mean, look how fast she's surfing.
Man, I've been surfing left so much, and I've been practicing my front side so much, mixing up my turns and working on it just endlessly, and to finally have that display of like, okay, this is how I can surf, you know, felt really great.
And American Caroline Marks relied on her backhand combinations to advance to the quarterfinals.
Nice first turn for Marks and drills it. How was that? Backside's looking solid for Caroline.
She's got a celebrated backhand attack.
Putting everything I got into every heat, and you know, I want to go all the way this year, so yeah, it's been fun. I'm stoked to be here.
Don't go anywhere. Coming up next, the Narrabeen Classic continues with the men's quarterfinals.
Finds a bigger end this. No!
This is incredible stuff.
And a huge backhand jam.
Well, Italo's inspired now, just punches off the lip, and you knew this was coming.
Welcome back to Australia for the third stop on the World Surf League Championship Tour, the Rip Curl Narrabeen Classic. On the men's side, competition is called on, and preparations begin for the start of the round of 16. The first heat features a highly anticipated rematch from the previous event, the Newcastle Cup. Rookie Morgan Siblick pulled off a big upset by eliminating Hawaiian John Florence.
John Florence waving the white flag there, congratulating the local boy. What a performance.
Here on the beaches of Narrabeen, they face off once again, with a spot in the quarterfinals on the line.
The head-to-head record with John is obviously working in his favour, and we'll see if he can keep it that way. John passes this one up, and Morgan just that low centre of gravity and a huge backhand jam.
The way he was reading the lineup, the way he put pressure on John was making him uncomfortable.
This wave, that's not going to provide those critical sections he needs to turn this heat. And this one is going to come to a close, and Morgan Siblick's head-to-head record with John Florence is going to be 2-zip.
No one knew who I was, especially before Newcastle, and I don't know, it seems like now everybody's just cheering, and it's a pretty cool feeling, so I'm loving it, yeah.
For the second time, Florence exits with a disappointing loss to the rookie.
We looked at the draw and saw Morgan Siblick versus John Florence, and you're going, oh wait, this can't happen again. And I think maybe there's a little bit in John's head going, oh, this guy again.
Yeah, pretty tight. Woo!
The round of 16 continues, with world number 2 Gabriel Medina advancing through to the quarterfinals.
He finds a bigger ramp this time, goes full rotation.
With brute strength and the power in his legs just absorbing that impact, he's able to bring it down. This is incredible stuff.
Oh, it's hard. That's why you get high scores when you land one of those airs.
In the next heat, reigning world champion Italo Ferreira takes on American Connor Coffin.
Italo has been on the craziest roll in pro surfing, and Italo's uncontrollable. He can do anything he wants. So odds are against Connor heading into the round of 16.
Look at this wedge now setting up for Connor. Big hammer right there on the back end. Well, Italo's inspired now, just punches off the lip, and you knew this was coming. The Whitewater's tackling him on the landing, and we know how critical the panel's been on riding away clean.
The Brazilian is unable to ride out of his last wave and is eliminated from competition.
Was it a make? Was it incomplete? You have to continue to ride the wave of that big maneuver. And if you don't ride away with the maneuver, you're not going to get scored.
Ferreira loses the heat and the yellow leader's jersey.
At this level, we all know that you have to spend a good amount of time on your board riding out, and if there's any fraction of a doubt in the judge's mind, they're not going to reward you. And Italo knew. He was trying to ride that wave for longer, and he couldn't.
Oh my God. I always enjoy the challenge of surfing against those top guys because they're so good, and I just know that I have to stick to my game plan and do it as well as I can. So I always try to get fired up and rise to the occasion. It worked out.
Competition continues and the quarterfinals are called on. Portugal's Frederico Moraes attacks the left and easily advances to the semifinals.
Good size wave, well overhead as he hammers off the bottom into that section. Completely vertical there.
Also advancing is American Griffin Colapinto.
Griffin throws a big rotation and stomps it.
Everything is feeling like it's in the right place, and it's crazy how that can just trigger so many things to go your way.
And Connor Coffin continues to take down high seeds and advances.
It's just poetry in motion. He's got such a solid backhand.
Stoked to get through and be in the semis.
Yeah.
Thanks.
In the last quarterfinal, two-time world champion Gabriel Medina faces Australian Morgan Siblick.
Gabriel Medina versus Morgan Siblick. The rookie on tours made a massive statement. He loves big heats. And the question is, can he continue his role of giant killing?
Well, Gabriel Medina back out there. He's given us the biggest moments so far during this Australian leg.
Interesting to see the different tactics at the start of this one. Gabby to the north, Morgan down there to the right.
Morgan Siblick. He tucks into the barrel. North Narrabeen turning on. We haven't seen that yet in this event. And that's going to make this an interesting score. Adds the extras on the finish. He's just been finding the magic rides, even under priority. Surfers are gifting him waves that he's converting into excellent scores.
I think when Morgan got the 8.67, that forced Medina to not go at 85%. He needed to just bring it. It needed to show what he was probably planning for the final. It had to start in the quarters, and it almost got him a little more fired up.
This is a real dangerous spot, I think, for Morgan. And Gabe's really dangerous under priority. He only needs half a ramp to do something crazy.
Rolling through to the inside. What? Any chances? He's going to hang this. Almost landed with both feet on the tail pad. Medina is going to shut it down. Oh, he's like a peacock. He's got his tail feathers up.
Gabriel needing a mediocre score at the end of that heat of 6.01, takes off on what is a dead set closeout and does one of the biggest airs of the contest so far. Definitely the heaviest section that anyone's done an air on this week. And he gave us a really good example of how you land in the flats and ride out of a very critical wave. This season, you look a little less interested to fight for the first wave. Is that a new strategy you're employing?
I want to surf more. Yeah, it feels like I was just strategy too much. Feels good to surf more.
Don't go anywhere. Coming up next, the women's quarterfinals get underway at the Rip Curl Narrabeen Classic.
Hey, Carissa's going to be so hard to stop.
Putting everything I got into every heat, and I want to go all the way this year.
A battle for position.
Welcome back to Sydney for the third stop on the World Surf League's championship tour, the Rip Curl Narrabeen Classic.
Welcome to the northern beaches of Sydney, Australia, and the state of New South Wales, a place called Narrabeen. It's time for the round of 16 here at the Rip Curl Narrabeen Classic.
In the early rounds, rankings leader Carissa Moore got off to a blistering start.
Carissa Moore getting the first wave. Beautiful snapping turns, two of them. Surfing with a lot of flair, a lot of power.
France's Joanne Defay eliminated two-time world champion Tyler Wright.
So she really needs to do something special here, Joe. It's an 8, and Tyler's not happy.
So much pressure, and she had like the heat and she had the priority, but I'm so stoked.
American Caroline Marks' good form continued in the round of 16.
Nice first turn for Marks and drills it.
And Brazil's Tatiana Weston-Webb powered through to the quarterfinals.
Back into it again. Goes to the carve, finds some release.
Came down to the last wave, and that for me was like, okay, I can't do that to myself anymore.
Tati's put in an incredible performance there.
At only 25, Tatiana Weston-Webb is in her 6th consecutive year on the championship tour.
Absolutely gunning into this section, a wide open pit, and Tatiana Weston-Webb survives through that double up on the end section.
Kauai is home for Weston-Webb, but her roots are in South America.
I was born in Brazil, and then I grew up on the island of Kauai in Hawaii. My mom was raised in Brazil, and my dad was born in England and raised in Florida. The reason they wanted to have me in Brazil is because my mom wanted me to have dual citizenship. I knew that I could compete for Brazil if I wanted to.
In 2018, Weston-Webb made the decision to switch country affiliations. From now on, she would be representing Brazil on the championship tour and hopefully on the world stage at the Olympics. In 2019, Weston-Webb's hard work paid off.
We want to say a massive congratulations for being one of the 18 surfers that the WSL Championship Tour will provisionally qualify for the Tokyo 2020 Summer Olympics.
Almost shed tears. I guess I'm the first Brazilian to qualify on the surfing side.
This year, the Brazilian has her sights set on another big goal.
I feel like my surfing is ready for a title.
Tati heating up, on her way to another massive number.
A huge win for Tatiana Weston-Webb.
I feel as if it's time to make a solid effort at winning a title. So I'm gonna try my best.
Pretty good swell we have in the water right now, and it's the biggest that we've had so far, so it's a good day for us.
As the quarterfinals are called on, Weston-Webb faces Australian Sally Fitzgibbons.
Beautiful first turn. This wave a little flatter to kick off, but there is one of those maneuvers. Dynamic, lots of water coming off the rail again. Love the way she pushes that tail.
But yeah, this is going to be a nice number, and it is indeed a 6.67.
As we see Sally Fitzgibbons chasing down Tatiana Weston-Webb. Some good looking waves out here at the moment. And Sally trying to finish this one off, gets absolutely squeezed on the end section. Tatiana Weston-Webb just a bit more electric out of the pocket with those big major turns.
For me, I think I just focus on myself and letting my surfing do the talking and just try to really show the judges some flair, something different.
She's pretty happy with herself, so she should be.
Up next, it's Hawaiian Carissa Moore taking on Australian Keely Andrew.
Carissa's going to be so hard to stop. Well, Keely needs to make this one count. Wants to put the pressure on. Nice turn there, pushing to the point of release. As we see Carissa without priority, mincing this smaller ride right through to the inside. Carissa Moore, the four-time world champion, has just jumped into the lead. Solid turns there from Carissa Moore. This will be her best number to date.
We're always going to have nerves as competitors. If you don't, something's wrong. I think it's just about managing it, and at that point in the heat, I was like, hey, there's nerves, but this is a beautiful ride. This is the moment, and I'm just going to try to do my best.
She outpoints Keely Andrew and is marching through to the semi-finals for the third time this year. Caroline Marks continues her run in this contest, but she's up against the highest scoring surfer of the event so far.
Joanne has been absolutely ripping on a backhand out here. She's been faultless. Caroline, little dynamite going either way, and I think the waves out here today suit her.
Battle for position.
The quarterfinals continue, and Joanne DeFay is unable to find an answer to Caroline Marks' big scores.
Joanne's such a strong competitor. She doesn't really have a weakness, so I knew that was going to be really hard to eat.
American Courtney Conlog eliminates seven-time world champion Stephanie Gilmore.
Solid wall here for Conlog to show off that power.
Gave Steph some distance, which is never a fun thing, but, I just backed myself.
For the third straight event, Gilmore fails to advance past the quarterfinals. Don't go anywhere. Coming up next, we crown a men's champion at the Rip Curl Narrabeen Classic.
Gabriel Medina just can't be phased as a competitive machine. Just a cyborg who goes out there emotionless, pushing people to the brink of just breaking because they're so frustrated.
Welcome back to Sydney, Australia for the Rip Curl Narrabeen Classic. Earlier in the quarterfinals, rookie Morgan Siblick continued to put pressure on the title contenders.
Morgan Siblick, he tucks into the barrel. North Narrabeen turning on.
Medina fought back, and with seconds on the clock, he finished the rookie off.
In the dying stages here, rolling through to the inside. What? Taking any chances, he's going to hang on this. Almost landed with both feet on the tail pad. Medina is going to shut it down.
For the first time this season, Medina is back on top of the leaderboard.
It's always good to come back in a heat that you feel it's not going our way. I was confident, you know, like I just need a wave.
The first semifinal features Connor Coffin versus fellow American Griffin Colapinto.
This is what Connor was waiting for. First turn solid, wide open face, big vertical, drops into the flats and gets it.
This second move here, look how vertical it is. 12 o'clock.
Connor Coffin on a roll, big hack. How was the timing? Second turn, just as solid, backhand float. He will hang on. He is absolutely feeling it.
Well, Connor's backhand is immaculate.
Griffin with priority. Big throw tail, stomps it perfect.
Joe, that's how you get back in the heat with no time to spare.
6.7, now needs a 7.14. Connor with priority, he's gonna use it. Connor now up on the right, already distracted with what might be coming out the back. He'll float over that section. Big windup for the layback tail slide. With 25 seconds, that'll do it. Connor Coffin into the final.
Since my rookie year, since I've been in a final, so yeah, it feels surreal. Just feel like the momentum's been going my way and just been riding that and really stoked I got that nice left. Finally got over a 5, so yeah, fired up.
Two-time world champion Gabriel Medina seems to be enjoying more than just heat wins this season. For Medina, taking a more relaxed approach is paying off.
I've been enjoying life, you know, just trying to make the most of it, you know, like simple things, you know. We have the life we dream of, surfing, traveling, getting to know people around. That makes me happy. And here I have my wife with me and just trying to have a good time and surf with happiness.
This year, the championship tour is seeing a new side to Medina.
It's so cool for Medina to feel this positive reaction to who he is as a person. And I think you got to give him some credit for learning English, knowing how to express himself, and also learning how to handle being a target in the media. Being a pro surfer is amazing. But it also comes with a lot of criticism. It comes with a lot of critique. He qualified at 17, and I think he had to be a little guarded. He had to protect himself. He had to stay with his family. And now that he's married and he was with his wife, he's ready to share his story. People can now get to know him for who he is.
Gabriel, I don't even know who he is anymore. I thought I had him worked out and pinned as just a competitive cyborg, just a machine.
Medina with the biggest heart to never back down in a fight.
But this year he looks a little different. He has an aim to really just focus on his performance surfing, which really seems to be working, but he just looks relaxed. Yeah, it's working really well for him.
The Brazilian is enjoying his best ever start to a season and is on his way to accomplishing big things in 2021.
I'm focused to be in the top 5 for Trestles, and that's my goal. That's my main goal. And after that, focus on the world title.
As the semifinals continue, Medina faces Portugal's Frederico Moraes.
Now a shot to make the final here at Narrabeen. Here comes Frederico Moraes. Big, powerful first turn, ditching the fins, times the closeout well. As we see Medina paddling. Medina up, big throw, tail reverse, stomps it in the flats. It was definitely a heavier section, landed hard in the flats. Frederico trying to protect the outside. That might be a mistake there. Bigger wave this time.
Bigger wave.
Big snap to start. Medina on a roll. And just nice clean surfing. 2 big turns.
Frederico needs a 7.1.
Now Freddie goes on this one. Snap to start. Nice and clean. Big vertical with a tail drift.
Frederico surfed it as well as you could have. But is it going to be a 7-1? I don't think so.
Medina able to close this one out.
The two-time world champion shuts down Moraes and advances to his 3rd consecutive final. American Connor Coffin takes on Gabriel Medina in the final of the Narrabeen Classic.
One heat left in the Rip Curl Narrabeen Classic, Brazil versus USA to decide a champion. Here comes Connor Bowley, section to work with, big turn to start.
So quick and flawless.
Here goes Medina to really put up a big fight. Big snap to slide for the two-time world champ. Big snap to follow. Here's the wind-up for the punt, full rotation. Variety on every single decision for maneuver. Snap to slide to start, and then around.
This is a perfectly executed, out into the flats. No mistake about it.
A 9.27 start for Gabriel Medina.
In the final, he just started swinging. I mean, how do you surf against Gabe? He can take any wave and turn it into a massive score.
Medina's on the loose. Under priority, smooth bottom turn. Nice vertical to attack. Racetrack section, tail high, reverse, complete. He's asking for a 10, please.
Oh, and then he laughs. I mean, he is so come out of his shell.
Connor would have to pull off a miracle to come back with this win at this stage. But meanwhile, Medina sky high, a lofty frontside air reverse. You're seeing a superstar in motion.
The final was a surf movie, just all written, directed by Gabriel Medina.
Gabriel Medina, triumphant at Narrabeen.
One of the best starts we've seen on tour.
Medina takes the win and moves to the top of the leaderboard. Italo Ferreira sits in second, and John Florence is in third.
Gabriel Medina, your Rip Curl Narrabeen Classic champion.
Don't go anywhere. Coming up next, we crown a women's champion at the Rip Curl Narrabeen Classic.
Tatiana with some speed, tucks in on the inside, finds some cover.
Welcome back to Australia for the third stop on the World Surf League Championship Tour, the Rip Curl Narrabeen Classic. Earlier in the quarterfinals, Hawaiian Carissa Moore's great form continued. American Caroline Marks eliminated France's Joanne Defay. And Brazilian Tatiana Weston-Webb also advanced to the semifinals. The first semifinal features four-time world champion Carissa Moore versus Brazilian Tatiana Weston-Webb.
As we see Carissa up, drives off the bottom into the pocket, and she's going to go down for a third time now. Tatiana, she's out in front at the moment, now wants to get rid of a 3.5.
Nice lip glide there.
Tatiana with some speed, tucks in on the inside, finds some cover, and punches through the curtain for the finish. 6.23 is the score, the highest number of this heat so far. Tatiana Weston-Webb, nice transition hit there. Again, into the pocket, and just dynamite being unloaded.
Yeah, I think this is a done deal. What a performance from Tatiana Weston-Webb.
Semifinal 2 is a matchup between Americans Caroline Marks and Courtney Conlon.
Caroline Marks and Courtney Conlon scrapping at the takeoff zone. And it is Caroline who's going to get into this first ride. Gets a clean finish on the inside here. Courtney gets an opportunity to respond. She's had some big backhand blasts throughout the contest so far and finds a couple more right there.
Wow, well this one's starting off with a bang. It was all Courtney Conlon at the start of this heat.
Caroline sees some opportunity here. Couple of big sections. There is a solid turn to finish that ride off. And she's chipping away at Courtney's lead hit. Caroline Marks rips into this one. First turn is solid, up into the hook again. A 6.34 is what she's after. She surfed that wave extremely well. And the number came through at an average of 6.37. And Caroline jumps up into the lead.
A frustrating loss there for Courtney Conlon.
I'm so stoked. It almost feels better when you come from behind because it's so close, and I don't know, I'm really pumped.
Florida native Caroline Marks is the youngest competitor on the championship tour. However, it only took 2 years for the American to establish herself as a titled contender.
Normally it's so easy to look at what's next and what's next. And I think this last year I've definitely reflected the most on what I've done and what I've accomplished. I was only 17 going against, my heroes for the world title and the Olympic spots.
She's just got a rare confidence, unbelievable competitor, and maybe the best backhand surfer we've ever seen.
It's special when you see a surfer come on tour and change pro surfing. That's going to be Caroline Marks.
Rookie of the Year last year.
Caroline Marks is your 2019 Boost Mobile Pro Champion.
Caroline Marks takes out the male Rip Curl Pro Portugal and is still in the world title race. Representing the United States, Caroline Marks. Let's hear it for our Olympic qualifiers.
I don't even know what to say, I'm speechless.
Is she the future of women's surfing? I think she is.
Her success has led to some big aspirations for 2021.
In my head, it's like, what's the point of being here unless you want to be at the top, So the 2 goals is to win a world title, and the gold medal for the Olympics would be a total dream come true.
Caroline Marks is a rare talent. Came on to the tour as the youngest surfer to ever qualify, got Rookie of the Year, finished runner-up in the world. And we're all expecting her to really back that up and challenge for a title this year.
As the final is called on, Marks faces Brazilian Tatiana Weston-Webb.
Tatiana digs into her second ride here, climbs the roof, gets the float. 6.67 is a good score for Tatiana. Caroline Marks up now, trying to stay on pace as she looks to reel Tatiana in here. Nice opening turn, but definitely putting the foot down here as she brings it through to the inside, looking for a 7.34 to get into the lead.
But some decent scores starting to drop here. So Tati with the 6.67 and now Caroline with the 7.27.
Tatiana Weston-Webb surfing in her 8th championship tour final. As we see Caroline up again, brilliant first turn. Climbs the roof, almost loses touch with the float, but recovers well to get the foam climb in. Tatiana's got to respond now, pushing hard now, knowing that she's in a final, and to win against someone like Caroline, you're going to have to surf on edge. Caroline up again, trying to get rid of that 4.93. Gets the lip in time to unleash. Tatiana Weston-Webb looking for a 5.54, looking for an air section on the inside. As this final comes to a close, Caroline Marks finishes on top. She turned around Tatiana's lead, and she is victorious. Her 3rd championship tour victory in just her 4th final.
Oh my God, it feels so good. It's really emotional, actually. I almost didn't even make it here, and yeah, I just thanks so much to my whole family, and I'm so stoked. This is the sickest feeling ever.
And your winner of the Rip Curl Narrabeen Classic, Caroline Marks.
Caroline Marks, she's been able to hold her nerve when she's been put in second spot, going right down to the wire. She did that in the semis, so she didn't get ahead of herself. She just concentrated on each individual turn and really put it together beautifully.
With the win, Caroline Marks moves up to 2nd on the rankings behind Carissa Moore, and Tatiana Weston-Webb is in 3rd. That's a wrap from Narrabeen. Tune into the next episode of WSL Presents as the road to the finals continues with the 4th stop on the championship tour, the Boost Mobile Margaret River Pro. For all things surfing, make sure you log on to WorldSurfLeague.com. Don't miss a wave.